This is Eye on Sullivan. I am your host, Mike McGuire, joined today, as we are each week, by the chairman, Rob Doherty. Rob, Thanksgiving is in the air, and I know in one of your businesses, you have a lot of turkeys that you have to deal with.
Today's a big day.
I'm not talking about the legislature. Those aren't the turkeys.
They are turkeys.
Yeah.
9.1 increase, hiding a 5.3 bill from the care center that you have to bond for or take out of fund balance.
So 9.1% tax increase is coming under your Christmas tree, and that does not include the $5 million that they're going to bond. $5.3 million.
Not that $300,000 anything to sneeze at.
To take back the nursing home from...
And I have no problem taking it back, but understand there's a cost to it.
Well, I mean, but you're going back to a situation where you're replacing experts that were put in place after a nationwide search.
Correct.
Which was as transparent as anything that's ever happened at 100 North Street.
Correct.
You had the public involved, you had the legislature involved, you had staff involved, and then you had legislators go up to torpedo the
one sit-in legislature and one elect.
And one elect went up and torpedoed the application.
Correct.
And now we get it back.
Yeah. So
the bill.
Whether we have it back or we don't have it back is not the concern.
Right.
The concern is understand taking it back is a $5.3 million expenditure. Unbudgeted. Now keep in mind there's at tops 136 residents there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We have fallen sales tax revenues, okay, because they're relying on the growth of the county, okay?
Right.
Because under my term, not one day did we have building supplies as the number one.
Never,
not one day, okay? But that's what they've been living on for the last 2 years, and now that's coming to an end, okay? It's slowing down, and they have not managed their losses properly.
Correct.
Okay? But they have not budgeted $1 for daycare for the children so people can get out to go to work.
Right.
But you will spend $5.3 million
on 137 people.
On 135, 36, 37 people, okay? But you haven't budgeted $1 to help to defray the cost of
and are we going to go back to inferior care? Because that was the cornerstone of your argument all along, is that the quality of the care was increasing. And I think that they were about 85, 86 residents when the contractor came in, and they're now at a 135.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it was also during COVID, so a lot of people, didn't put their loved ones in there. To be fair.
It was a little after COVID, but yes.
Yeah, so but the care has gone up considerably. There's more services there now. Yep. But understand, it all comes at a cost.
Right.
What do we, as a county, want to look like? Okay. When you keep in mind, when we started this process, there was 12 counties left that ran county-run facilities.
Right.
Okay. We're down
Rockland wasn't one of them.
Okay. We're down to 5 of them now.
Yep.
Okay. But the other 4 can afford them.
Right.
Right? Steve Newhouse writes a $10 million check like it's nickels and dimes.
And he told us
him.
that.
Yeah, correct. Like it's nickels and dimes.
It's not worth the aggravation. It's $10 million.
Steve Newhouse has lowered property taxes 11 years in a row in Orange County. So don't compare us to Orange County.
Right.
You just raised our taxes by $9.1 million. To put that in perspective.
9.1%.
9.1%.
So go on the backs of other towns that have raised taxes.
Correct.
Not Bethel, though.
Okay, not Bethel. No. Danny does a great job there.
Yeah.
So that's on top of raising your garbage fees. Okay. That's on top of NYSEG lying to the people of this county and everyone else, and got a 62% tax increase, rate increase. And another one's coming in February.
Right.
Okay. So you're gonna get your tax bill in January.
Yep.
Your head's gonna explode. You're gonna get your credit cards from Christmas. Well, hold on. Because in February, you're going to get your new NYSEG bill.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And they lied to us because last year, on February 14th, there was an article in the Democrat that said that it was all because of seasonal cold. Okay?
Right.
But meanwhile, if you go look up the heating oil, right, sales tax increase, That didn't increase.
Didn't increase.
So that means that if year over year it didn't increase. So it would have increased if there was a spike in cold weather.
Of course.
Okay? Or a dip in cold weather. You know. So it's all a lie, and this legislature is doing a horrible job. And you know, they took $2 million.
Well, are they doing a horrible job, or are they just not doing their job?
They don't understand their job.
That's the problem.
Okay? See, I misunderstood the job, to be fair, because your job's to get reelected. Okay?
That's right.
Right?
Apparently.
So I didn't do that part of the job. But what I did do is I gave you a 3.83% tax increase over 4
Spread
years.
over 4 years.
Correct? Over 4 years. You know, we paved more miles than anyone else in the history. These guys are bonding for roads again. I mean,
Really?
this is out of control.
Wow. So, a little sad note today.
Oh, it's very sad.
Susan Brownotto, dedicated public servant for many years, her whole family.
Yep.
And she lost a fast and decisive battle with cancer, and she'll be laid to rest this weekend. I know that you were very close to Susan.
I was. I consider her a friend. We spoke multiple times daily. I always loved her enthusiasm and her passion. You know, she was a Republican through and through. Whenever I think of her in that red cape with the red hat, the red beret. I mean, it's just quintessential Susan Brownotto. She was an honest person. She did not deserve this fate. Her husband, who was a friend of mine, Ray. You know, we talked, you know, every day during this, and you know, it's rough.
It's very rough, and you know, in small towns, when we lose people that have been so much a part of the town for so many years, it transcends Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal. These are just people that are part of the fabric of our town, and you know, Bethel has gone through their share of losses over the last certainly 10 years of critical people.
Correct.
That have been part of that. Many of them part of your family. Some of them part of your family. So we certainly send out our condolences to Susan's family, and we wish that she rest in peace. And let's see if Tom Bowes has anything positive to say, because he had no problem attacking her before. So we will leave it at that. And we have a very special guest here today.
All right.
So the president of the Briscoe Flower Farm, and he can tell us all about peonies in Jeffersonville. But what probably many people don't know, and Andy, welcome to Ion Sullivan. What people don't know is right here in the mountains and the woods of Sullivan County, we have a 16-time national champion, a winner of 753 feature races in motorcycling. He goes back to 1972. Andy Karadontes, welcome to Ion Sullivan.
Thank you, Mike.
So, Andy, 16 national titles. I mean, you know, those of us that are sports fans, we look to people like John Wooden and how impressive his 11 NCAA titles were, and certainly they are. But 16, 1972, how do you get into racing in 1972?
That's when I got my first motorcycle. My dad got me a mini bike.
All right.
And we started riding, and I talked him into, we go watch a race. I talked him into, Dad, I've got to do this. And he says, well, you know, he didn't want me to do it, but, you know, my dad was great, and he's let me do what so he got me a Bultaco 100 and went out and started, and then raced that for 2 years. I turned expert, and then I raced scrambles and motocross up until 82. And that's when I switched over to flat track, dirt track.
So let's back up, because certainly your father sounds like he was a great influence in your life. Oh, yeah. And undoubtedly another great influence in your life was your high school coach.
Oh, my God, yes.
So, and I know you're still close with Coach's family.
Yeah.
So you graduated from Jeff Youngsville.
Yes.
You still carry the orange and black colors of the Trojans.
Yep, the old Trojans. Yep.
From your car to your motorcycle to your helmet.
Right,
it's all highlighted with the orange and black. And you played. What was it like playing for Coach's Intel back in the day?
It was rough.
Yeah.
He put you through your paces. I mean, he got you in shape. There was no doubt about it. That's why we won. I mean, he was more than a coach. He was an inspiration to my whole life. That's why I'm the way I am today. I think a lot of it to do with my father and him. He would put you in spots that he knew that you excelled in positions instead of what you wanted to do, and it was always right on the money. But he figures things. It was just phenomenal how he demanded respect from everybody, and that was a big thing of going through our sport program. I mean, here I am in 4th grade, and he calls up our parents, and he picked 7 of us up after his varsity basketball practice and brought us to the Youngsville gym, which was Jeff Youngsville then.
Right.
And he taught us fundamentals all the way, every Tuesday night, all winter long. This went on till we were 6th grade, and then Mr. Davitt took over. He was our JV.
Jerry Davitt.
Our youth coach, and then our JV coach. And that 7 guys was added on, a few more players, but he brought us up. And when I was a freshman to my senior year, we were 48-0, never lost a league game because of the dedication he did, bringing us up as a team and teaching us at that
Rob,
young of age.
you played at St. Raymond's for someone that also has a reputation as a taskmaster.
So Ron Patnash, he won he averaged 21 wins a year for 45 years, to put it in perspective.
And so we're now several years after you graduated across the stage at St. Raymond's.
Yeah.
Well, what part of Ron Patnash do you carry with you today?
He influences my life every single day. And I remember, talking about, coaches when you're young. So we had CYO when we were growing up because, I went to Catholic school and then to Catholic high school. But everyone knows who everyone is in the different schools, right? I mean, they pay attention and they see blah, blah. And I remember, playing with him. I remember I was a freshman one time. I was playing on varsity. And, I'm, 15 years old, right? I mean, I'm scared. I'm going up against a guy who was, a pretty good pitcher. And I'll never forget this as long as I live. And he calls me back and says, like, hey, Doherty, come here, right?
Calls you out of the batter's box off the third base line.
Come here. And so he used to smoke on the bench, right? I don't know if you're allowed to do that today, but he used to smoke on the bench, right? And they're like, Doherty, come here, I want to tell you something. I said, yeah. He says, he's as scared as you are. Do not forget that ever. And I've never forgotten that. Anytime I've ever been in a situation and I'm a little nervous, I'm like, that guy's scared too. So you just got to overcome that little bit of fear.
Those are the things that we learn in sports, and having had a career in sports before I switched over to law, I carry those similar kinds of experiences around with me every day that you just can't learn that things in a classroom. I mean, classroom work is important, but you just can't learn it. So Andy, your father buys you a 100cc bull taco, or you get a 100cc bull taco, and you go scrambling and motocrossing. And then how do you cross over into flat track? So let's explain first what flat track is for our audience. You're basically racing a motorcycle on what you typically see as a high school running track.
Yeah, or a horse track.
Yeah.
Yes, it's on dirt. Mostly it's all pea gravel and clay. And it's something that when I went to see it in Florida, my best friend, who's my mechanic right now, Glenn Lewis.
Still your engine builder and your mechanic.
Since 6th grade,
and frame
I met him
builder.
in 6th grade.
Wow.
And we've been best friends ever since, and we still are. And without him, I could have never done any of this. He's my backbone of my whole racing career. And guy, I mean, he's just unbelievable friend. Anyway, he got out of the service and he wanted to go see his buddies down in Pensacola, Florida. So I said, Louis, I'll go down, but I want to go see the pros race at the Municipal Stadium in Daytona. So we flew down, we rented a car, went there.
And what year is this?
That was 82,
Okay, 1982. Reagan is in the White House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Andy's on his way to Pensacola, or on his way to Daytona.
Yeah, right.
All right.
Yep. And then
All great things happening.
Yeah.
yeah, and we went and watched it, and I said, "Man, this is freaking awesome." And Louis says, "Yeah, this is cool." I says, "I got to do this." So we came home, and I looked in the Middletown record, and I found a TT 500 Yamaha used for $450, and I went down and bought it, and Louis built it, put it together, went to Accord that year, and I won 9 straight features, first time
Wow.
racing. And they moved me up to the expert class that year, and then it was from there it was wide open.
And now you took this to do this like water, like duck to a water, right? I mean,
well, when you're a motocross rider, you can adapt to a lot of different styles of
Yeah.
racing. I mean, it's so flat track. It just came pretty easy then.
Yeah.
For me, and I just loved it, and I still love it today, and I just hope I can keep riding more. And
Wow.
it's just a long career.
So the passion's still there to
Yes.
drive and to win races.
Yeah, oh yeah, because that's what I hate losing. I don't, and I put that right back to my father and coach.
Yep.
I mean, that's the start of it, right from high school and grade school, bringing us up like that. And, it's great to have somebody like that, your coach and
Yeah, I
your
agree.
dad and,
With Coach Zintel, like with Coach Patnosh, there was no joy in Mudville when you got outscored in the game.
Well, so Pat Nash was my freshman basketball coach for the 2 games I played. And when you go to St. Raymond's, the first thing they tell you is you do not lose to Spellman. Right? That's all you know. Your whole career, you do not lose to Spellman.
It's almost like Army Navy.
Yeah, it is. So, and I remember Pat Nash was
And my
like,
girlfriend, by the way, in college, played basketball at Spelman.
Yeah, we didn't like her either.
We didn't like her either.
So anyway,
So it was college.
So they he would preach to you over and over again. So when you were first, like one of the first games we play is against Spellman, right? And so when the way Catholic League works is that you have a freshman team, you have a JV team, and you have a varsity team, and you're in the gym together, right? I mean, you play all in the same day, right? And so so freshmen go first. And if you lose, you have to go in the locker room and the varsity team's there, right? And you have to deal with them, right?
Yeah.
Right? And we were winning pretty good, right? And we're going to the 4th quarter, and he's just like pouring it on us. Like, you got to win this game. You're going to be playing these guys for 4 years. You got to beat them mentally. He's really big on the mental part of the game. He's pounding you. You got to win. So we're up by like 12. We're kids with 14-year-old kids.
You're JV. You're
And then we know the kids.
9th grade.
From the name, we know a lot of the kids from the neighborhood, right?
Right.
So people, right? So you're like kind of lackadaisical and stuff, and then it's so it's 8-minute quarters, right? So then you're down to 4 minutes, and it's a 6-point game, and then you're down to 3 minutes, and it's a 2-point game. And he's like, you guys need to win this, or you guys will be doing laps. And when he said you're going to do laps till midnight, that was not an exaggeration. It wasn't like at 11:54 he's like, stop doing laps. Okay, so we wound up losing that game on a buzzer shot. And I remember going in the locker room. Oh, that was like the worst feeling in the world. And he's like screaming at you, and the varsity's screaming at you. And you're just, you're a kid. You're 14 years old. These guys are 17, 18 years old. They're, big guys, and they're screaming at you. And a friend of mine, this kid Mike, who played for Gauchos. He was a serious ball player. He's like, I'll never forget this, and this always stuck in my head. He's like, he turned to me. He's like, I got mines. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe
No, he got his scoring points.
Yeah. He scored his points, guys. Says he really didn't care. And they threw him off the team right there on the spot.
That don't hack.
Yeah.
That doesn't hack it.
No,
Yeah.
And
And
Coach Zintel, that wouldn't hack it.
No.
And they were like, tell your mom, and a church was sponsoring him. Tell them, you'll never play another day.
Well,
here.
they say the only guy that could hold Michael Jordan under 20 was Dean Smith.
Yeah. And so then blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean you have coaches like that. I mean you never forget those guys. I mean they instill in you the one thing that most young kids don't understand is how to win. Right? So they don't understand. Like, you may have talent, but that doesn't mean that you're going to win.
And adults don't understand that either.
Well, most of them don't understand. So you take a guy like Andy who was taught very well at a young age on how to win, how to keep the momentum going when you're winning. And then, he learns how, he rides a bike. And I mean, Andy will be successful wherever he does because he was taught how to win. Once you learn how to win, it's...
Yeah, because he had an influence of my career.
Your whole life.
You wanted to do good with anything you did. I mean, that's how you were taught.
Yeah. You don't know anything different.
No, and that's how you achieve, it was just a great era I had. I was fortunate to be raised like that with a coach and a father like that to discipline you and respect people. And it was just a great way it was just phenomenal growing up like that.
Now, you played for Coach Zintel in basketball. Did he coach anything else?
Yeah, football.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Coach football.
Well, my junior year, we went undefeated unscored upon. Nobody scored down to the 30-yard line as far as they made it.
See, he was a throwback guy. I mean, he was a generalist physical educator that, I remember getting my degree in physical education, and one of the things that you were required to do in student teaching was to coach something you had never played. I coached hockey and lacrosse. I can't ice skate.
Oh, wow.
I had to coach hockey and lacrosse.
That's
in hockey, I was like, well, okay, I know a lot about basketball, so we're gonna figure out how to run some basketball stuff out of hockey.
We're gonna run you off the ice.
We're gonna run you off the ice.
Yeah.
So, Andy, July 25th, 2023. You pick up your 700th win in Ashland, Ohio.
Yes.
And it was not an easy one. Take us through that race.
Oh, my God.
Against Hall of Famer Dave Aldana.
Yeah, it was... I remember just going out and practice, and I said, I got to change something. I wasn't hooking up. I was just not riding good. I just...
Now you become like one with the bike when you ride that off.
Yeah,
right?
because
you understand everything.
Once you become that's when you start getting speed up. Because you got to get comfortable.
Yeah, if you're fighting the bike, you're not fighting the opponent.
Yeah, you're going over 100 in the corner, and on dirt.
Yeah.
So,
and sliding sideways.
Yeah. So I changed a couple gears and just sat there and thought what I got to do. And I went out and I got second in the one heat and I won the other heat. And
the way it works is that you go out in qualifying heats, and really the order that you sign up in is the order you start in for the most part, or they may randomly do it. But then the feature, the positioning on the starting line is based on how you finished in the heat. So the heat's very important for a competitive person at that level because you could have a rough time getting through a lot of traffic.
It's definitely that. That's so. The one I had second pick on the feature, which basically there I went to the left of the high line, and the second feature with Aldana was I took right in the middle. That's where I thought was a better spot, and he took all the way in the bottom, and but it was remarkable because he passed me. I think one lap to go.
So it's an 8-lap race on a half-mile track where you're running about 100 miles an hour going sideways into the turns.
And he went by me on the outside, and I says, oh, man. So I had one shot on the outside going down the front straightaway, and I had one more shot at him. I dove underneath him going into turn 1 and coming out of 2. I just cut down low, and I just held it all the way down there and went into 3 and 4 hot. And I come out and I won that. And afterwards, he came up to talk to me, which was pretty cool because he's a legend.
He's an absolute legend, a Hall of Famer and a legend.
And he come up to me and we sat there for an hour and he hugged me and he said, wow, this was unbelievable. And it was just such a good experience to run somebody like that you always seen on TV.
Yeah.
And now he's been a AMA Hall of Famer. And till this day now, we talk probably 3-4 times a year on the phone. We call each other up and it became good friends, and
Through competition.
yeah, and just a lot of respect for the guy, and he respects me, so
Yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's just you meet so many nice people in this dirt track community. Mm-hmm. It's just phenomenal how everybody will help you. Have a problem. There's so many people, and everybody's so friendly. But when you put your helmet on, it's a different story.
it's go time.
Then competition.
It's go time.
But afterwards, we stop and have a beer afterwards.
Which is so different than stock car racing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, stock car racing's just
It's
crazy.
night and day difference.
Yeah.
I mean, they're on 4 wheels, we're on 2 wheels. And it's because you don't have a roll cage, you don't have nothing around
Nothing.
you. So,
Yeah, no,
but it's just the camaraderie of people. I met Mike really racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really, I didn't know you before.
We knew each other,
right.
but we got to know each other really from racing.
Yeah, and it's been great. I mean, we have a nice little. We travel a lot together.
Yeah.
We meet each other in Ohio or Florida. Now we're getting ready to go. And start the season over, and it's great because I look forward to it. It's just it's fun until something happens, you get hurt or something. But that's in anything.
And how many injuries, the big injuries, have you had over the years?
I have a hip replacement, knee replacement. I broke both shoulders.
Wow.
Broke both hands. I had brain surgery, but that was not from racing. That's not from racing.
Not from racing.
But I say
That was a quick surgery, right?
Right. Yeah. But I mean, it's part of the game. But thank God I got a good doctor, and he takes good care of me. And if I ever need it, he gave me a cell phone, an orthopedic, his cell phone number. How many doctors will do that?
You don't get that. I mean, my
No.
cancer doctor had done that. He gave me his cell phone number.
Wow.
Well, those are the doctors that
he
really
was just
take their job
unbelievable.
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference. How
I mean, I think it builds your confidence in recovery.
Exactly.
I
Exactly. You have
definitely
confidence.
believe. Correct.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
And,
That's my own son. He broke his shoulder twice this year. Once racing, once in the woods. But having been a competitive ski racer, he had lots of broken bones, and he literally has his physical therapist and his orthopedist in his contacts in his phone. I mean, so the orthopedist and the physical therapist were aware of that he broke his shoulder before he even had gone to the hospital.
Wow.
and that's rare today.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, that's very rare.
Yeah.
Because you can't even get an appointment with a doctor for 2-3 months in an orthopedic.
Yeah.
And if I have an issue, he says text me, and he'll text me back. Come in Monday morning.
And that's what you
without
need
even
to do as an
appointment.
athlete.
That's what you need.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
correct.
phenomenal. It's
Yeah, I mean, Carl had reconstructive surgery on his collarbone 4 days after he broke it because you can't wait.
No.
You got to get this stuff done.
Once that thing sets, you're a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, Andy, 16 national titles. Take us through the first one. The first one is always special.
Yeah, that was 86 up
Wow.
in Binghamton at the Nationals up there. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what I was.
That's the Square Deal Riders.
Yep, they had
Mike Williams and them do a great job up there.
Yes, they do. They're a phenomenal club. Probably one of the best clubs in the country. They're just phenomenal.
And they've been named by the AMA Club of the Year several
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, so I'd go there every time I can. It's just to support them. They're just great people.
Yep.
And I ended up winning the open class, and I didn't
Now,
expect.
what size bike were you riding
I
then?
was riding a TT 600 Yamaha,
Okay.
and I just won. I was winning the number one plate at Accord that year, and then I went to Binghamton and I won that, and that really was. I says, man, this is unbelievable, winning a national, and I was the first time I ever did it, and what a thrill.
Yeah.
And that was a short track TT and a half mile. Mm-hmm. So I ended up winning the TT in the short track, and I got a 5th and a half mile because I never rode one before, and that was an experience then.
Yeah. And it's different.
Way different. And then when I just started. Then I went back to Daytona after that in 2008 and won another national down there, and another national down there in 2010. And then I started riding a Vintage National Series in 19.
Now, when you got into flat track, and how did you train? How did you prepare yourself for that? I mean, you went out and you won the first 9 races you went in, and they moved you up from the amateur class to the expert class.
Yeah, that year.
Well, how were you training?
Really, you can't really train for a flat track. But
Right.
my father built me a little motocross track in the back of my house, our house.
Yep.
And I used to ride there just to stay in shape. So I would ride 2-3 nights a week, and I still do that
Yep.
just to stay in shape. And I, because that gets you in shape, motocross riding. That
It's the second most demanding sport on the human body,
Yeah.
next to only European soccer. And they distinguish European from American soccer because of the timeouts and the length of the halftime.
exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still love to do it now. Ride my motocross bike on the track, and I that's how I stay in shape with that. And then I work out a lot at home, and I do a lot of walking in my flower farm because I'm always up there working, and so I keep active. I'm never sitting
And
still.
so now with the weather turning cold, most people aren't thinking about motorcycling, but you're thinking about preparing for the ice.
Oh yeah, I already got going on that. Yeah, hopefully, I'll have my ice tires on here this coming week.
Wow.
And and just now we got to wait for the cold to set in if we get it, because sometimes we don't even get ice anymore.
Right.
But yeah, as soon as I can get on my pond, I'll be up there riding. I'll probably put in like 50 laps a night just to get ready. And ice riding is phenomenal. It's just two different types of riding. Dirt and ice is crazy. It's just, it's fun. I just have a ball up there by myself.
And ice gives you the feel of sliding and in a controlled slide, which is what flat tracking is all about.
Yeah, the ice is constantly, the front end's moving more because it's on ice. Mm-hmm. So, and the rear end, so it's a lot of throttle control, which is what you need for the dirt. So that's...
Now, do you have to put more water on? I mean, do you wear out the ice while you're on?
Oh, yeah, but I just change lines because I don't have anything to plow it with. So if it's rougher, it's better. This way you got it.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's because dirt tracks aren't smooth. There's a lot of rough tracks. So which is crazy. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're going
we
that
find them
fast.
all.
Yeah, we kind of find a lot of. There's a lot of great tracks, but there's a lot of tracks that are car tracks, and they don't take care of them for bikes the way they should be. They're a lot rougher. And
No, like could you guys drive? Could you do a race out in Bethel? Like would you be able to do a race there at the speedway there?
oh, that's blacktop.
Yeah. Oh, that's
yeah.
right. I remember
Yep.
it was a dirt track. When I first went there, it was a dirt track.
Really, it was
Yeah.
a dirt track.
Yeah, that's how
I
it
didn't
started.
know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who ran that 7X car?
Yeah, my father-in-law ran that forever down there. My father-in-law was Dick Crumley. I mean,
Oh, that's your father-in-law. I remember Dick. Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was dirt back then?
Yeah. When they first built it, it was dirt.
Ah.
Yeah.
Now, Andy, they've had races actually at Monticello Raceway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When the pros came there, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
We wanted to do that,
Yeah, we did.
and they turned us down.
Is that really?
Yeah, we tried to do a race there, and they turned us down because they were concerned about the horsemen, which was horseshit because I can't say that because
Jacob.
they run AFT runs at the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
There's plenty of horse people at the Meadowlands.
Yeah, and a few more than that.
A few more, yeah. And years ago, when I was in probably grade school, they ran at Roosevelt Raceway out in Long Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when we went out to Ohio, Greenland
Yep.
was a horse track, and the horses were in the paddock.
Yeah.
And we just went through the paddock and parked on the infield, and
right.
they didn't have an issue.
No issue
You know?
whatsoever.
No.
And the horses were there. I don't think it bothered them,
Yeah.
but at least they didn't say it to us, so everything was cool. So
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Monticello would be a great place. We would be
Oh,
able
yeah,
to bring
with the
a ton of
grandstands
people
and
in
everything.
for
that's
that.
a phenomenal track for
Yeah,
bikes.
That would be
Yeah.
a phenomenal
Oh my God,
track.
I'd be there in a heartbeat.
Because
Yeah.
it's smooth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that pea gravel. That's
Yeah.
that's different when you're going in a corner on pea gravel.
Yeah.
It's
And that's what we see mostly in the Midwest. Here in the East, we have a lot of clay tracks, although Binghamton is a pea gravel track.
Yeah.
In fact, they changed it. It was like, I remember when the Green Bay Packers put a new field in Lambeau, and the players were outraged, and they had to go back to the real grass. And in Binghamton, they put a new surface in this year, and they changed it in the middle of the season.
Yeah,
the riders
they
all hated it. So we've got riding on the ice, and we've got training, and so this year you picked up your 16th series national title.
Wow.
Now, what classes are you running in this year? This past year, 25.
The 50 plus, my age, and plus the 60 plus,
Yep.
and the 8750.
Yeah.
Oh, I
So-
thought you were going to say 80 plus. I was like, oh.
Yeah, no,
come on,
not
man.
quite. I'm not that, well, I'm getting cold, but no.
Yeah.
8750, which is a class for 1980s, 0 to 750 cc.
Okay.
And yeah, so hopefully, I don't know what the schedule is going to be this year and how many I'm going to do, but I'll see it when it comes out and plan it then, because if they load it up in June, it's going to be hard for me because that's my busy time of year.
Right,
So,
right,
I
right.
mean,
So professionally, you run the Briscoe Flower Farm.
Right.
And what do you produce at the Briscoe Flower Farm?
I have 50,000 peony plants.
Wow. 50,000.
Yeah, and we sell them as a cut flower to the city and to Brooklyn, and to events and weddings and
Yep.
wherever they go. Mostly all go to city, and they transport.
And then they get transported.
they go to wholesalers,
Yeah.
and then they transport them to florists and that. And yeah, I started it, and my uncle had it, and I bought the whole place in '99,
Okay.
and then I just kept clearing land and planting more. As I was working in the electricians union, I kept coming home at night, planting more on weekends, and just built it up to where it is today. And
So you were a union electrician, and then you
Yeah.
retired, and you operate the Briscoe Flower Farm.
yes,
Now you said you had brain surgery. Now I know a lot of people that need brain surgery.
yeah,
I know some people that couldn't have brain
Couldn't have
surgery.
They did a CAT scan, didn't show
yeah.
anything. Take us through that.
How's that work?
What went on, and
Well,
what year were we talking
I
about?
got to thank my local doctor, Linda Thompson. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she was a nurse practitioner, basically.
Okay.
But I had bad vertigo symptoms. Mm-hmm. And this went on for almost 2 months. And she said, something's wrong. This can't be, And I went to Crystal Run, and they gave me an MRI. Says, oh, it's nothing. It's just you got vertigo. So she says, no
If
way.
you had stayed at Crystal Run, you and Andy might have been able to talk by the pearly gates.
Oh, yeah, we were hanging
What
out.
you get at Crystal Run?
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
I'm not going to badmouth Crystal Run. I mean, they're
just
fine.
that you got bad advice at Crystal Run.
yeah.
Well, yeah, they told me I was going to die.
Yeah, which is not necessarily bad. But
Well, someday I will. You are
That's
correct.
right, they're correct.
But not what they said I was going to die from. Yeah, they told me I was going to die 5 years ago.
so they said it was no big deal, and then what happened
So
from there?
I got an appointment back with Linda, and Linda says, something ain't right. I'm going to get you an appointment in Columbia Presbyterian. So she got me one right away, went down there, and they gave me an angiogram right away, right up, and from my groin up to my brain. And they said, yeah, you got 2 veins leaking blood on your brain. You got to get surgery here. So,
Oh, it's no big deal. Don't worry about it.
no, yeah, that's it.
Just
yeah,
2 of the
so-
veins.
Yeah. So, yeah, I was worried as heck about it. So, but anyway, they did the surgery, and I woke up. They split my whole scalp open,
Wow.
just peeled it back, and had some stitches on, and I had and then when I woke up, I had blurry vision, and they says, well, it's probably the swelling. So I says, good. Well, hopefully, and
You gotta be a little nervous in that.
Yeah, oh yeah. So it went on for a good year, and it got a little bit better, but it never went away. I still have it, but
Wow.
I can deal with it. You get used to it.
Yeah,
the
the body adapts.
Yeah. So I mean, it is what it is. I could have been dead. So they saved my life.
Yeah.
And then after that, you went back to racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually raced that year.
You
Wow.
raced that year.
Yeah, I took off 2 months and started back up in September. Of
Wow.
course, my wife didn't like that idea, but
No?
that's what I do. I said, I got to go back. So I started riding again, and then it's been ever since.
You know what's funny about that? When I was getting, I was getting chemo every day, 6 days a week for 5 months, and as I was getting ready for surgery, and no one in my family, they were like, don't go to work, don't do this, don't do that. And then on a visit to the doctor, I complained to him about, they're not letting me do anything. I mean, I can't pick up a pencil without them, yelling and screaming at me. And then he, called my sister in and was like, you let him go to work. That's what he likes to do. That's what's going to keep him alive. Yeah. And then same thing with your racing. I mean, that's what keeps you alive.
Yeah, I mean, my brain doctor didn't want me to go back to riding. But he was just cautious. But I said, Doc, this is what I do.
And it wasn't a motorcycle related injury that got you there.
No, because I never was knocked out. I mean, I went down a lot, but never was unconscious. So he said it could have been just a inherited thing that, you got when you were young and just started getting weaker, and who knows. But, I do go down like every couple of years, and they give me a scan again to make sure everything's normal. And they're just great down there. They
really are.
Columbia Presbyterian is a special place.
Yeah, they are. And
they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, the doctors were phenomenal, and the nurses. I mean, everybody. They're
so nice.
Yeah, it was.
It was nice.
They make it like a home for you. I spent a lot of time down there, but thank God, I can still ride and do what I do, and I'm thankful for them what they did for me and got me straightened out. And it was tough though. I went through a lot of afterwards problems. I had pressure in my brain so bad that I couldn't even lift my head up, and and so he said, "You get down here right away." And I went down. I had to put a shunt in my head and drain down into my stomach to drain my brain fluid.
It's amazing what they could do.
Yeah,
right?
they bypassed my whole spine because that's how your brain fluid drains in your spine, and so they had to bypass it, and that was another thing. Yeah, so
it's incredible.
And so you say that your wife wasn't real thrilled about you going back to racing, but your wife, Lori, who's terrific.
Yeah,
she's very supportive of your racing.
Oh, yeah.
She's right there as your
she didn't want me to go back like that right away, and she understands the way I am.
And there was a period of time though that you did step away from racing. For a few
5 years. I stepped away in '89, and then some personal things, and I just quit riding. Didn't even feel like riding, and then I met Lori. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to start riding again. And I picked it back up 5 years after, and then it was full bore after that.
Full bore, and she's supportive and is with you every step of the way.
Yeah.
And
she's phenomenal.
It's a special partnership to have, and she's part of that ring of friends. And what was real special, we ran at Accord in September. And Coach Zintel's daughter was there.
Right.
You have that. He's now passed on, but he retired from Jeff Youngsville, worked at the college for a brief while, and then retired down to Alabama and took up and continued with his passion, which is golf.
Yeah, he loved golf.
Loved his golf. But his daughter was there at the races, and so there was that natural bridge.
Yeah.
Back to the Western Sullivan League days again.
Well, I'm really good friends with her son, Timmy. We went to school together.
Yep.
And Timmy lives in Detroit. Mm-hmm. And, it was something special because we had Liz Hugler,
right,
who comes to the races all the time, my class president, who we just went to Greece with. And anyway, Coach wanted to come up and see everybody.
That's nice.
And it was like it was weird because it was almost his final say, and he saw a lot of our ball players, and he remembered most of them, and it was just so good to see him. And it wasn't only like 6 months later he passed away.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was something like a goodbye, and it was just an awesome time to spend that night with him. And
it's special, and I mean, these talented coaches just have a gift. Obviously, I had similar experiences growing up, and it's almost like, because they're so regimented, and Pat Nash, I'm sure, is the same way. They're so regimented, everything's planned out, there's no wasted time. You go to a practice, and every minute, it's not like, what are we going to do now? Let's shoot some free throws. It's everything. And so at the end of life, that was it. That was something he had to get done, was get up here and see his players. And we're always our coaches' players, and I know, having started coaching, and 1982 that I still have guys who have their kids are out of college now, but they still call and talk to me pretty regularly.
See, that's pretty
of
cool.
Ball players, and it's just that special bond.
Yeah.
And that's a similar bond that as you said, we have with the racing community.
Oh yes, it's just phenomenal how it's so good to get together like a Saturday night in Binghamton. Everybody's there, and it's just and you want everybody to do good, and you have such good people around you. I'm fortunate to have such good friends around me. Everywhere we travel together and we hang out. And
It's the camaraderie of it all.
Yeah,
right?
it's just
ball players talk about that all the time. The one thing that they miss the most is it's not the playing, it's not the bumps and bruises and all that stuff. It's the camaraderie of it all. Right?
Yeah,
It's the locker room or it's the pits. That's the fun.
And racing brings out the adrenaline in you. It just fires you up. You just want to, and it
makes you feel alive.
And you go out there, you forget about life. You just go out there. You don't think about nothing but trying to win.
And the world is silent.
Yeah,
and
it's just different.
That's the amazing thing to me as you're on the line and you're getting lined up. Everything is gone except for the focus on the green light or green flag, whatever it is.
You don't think about nothing else.
Nothing.
Now, if you want to win, you don't.
Not if you wanna win.
Even the pains
or
that
if you want to get through turn one.
Yeah, right. Even the pains in your body, you don't even have them anymore.
Yeah.
It's just weird how it works. It's just, and I want to keep that feeling.
Yeah.
You just want to keep doing it.
Well, that's what makes you a winner is the ability to focus.
Right.
Right. And I talk about that all the time. Is that the ability to focus at the task at hand is, I joke around a lot. I mean, I joke around a lot, but when I'm focused on something, it is,
exactly.
There's nothing, it's truly tunnel vision. You're just going towards a goal, and there's nothing like that feeling.
Right, exactly. I mean,
nothing like that
that's
feeling.
what makes you one step higher. You got to keep that edge.
Yeah, no question. And I know that with my own boys who were experienced competitive skiers, and your boys are wrestlers. I know I could go up and speak to Kevin or Carl, when they're about to go into the start house. And I guarantee they didn't hear a word I said. Totally focused. I'm sure you went through that with your sons who were wrestling.
Yeah.
They knew
John
how to be
especially.
done. Yeah,
John especially.
Yeah, they knew you were there. I know when people start talking to me when I'm getting ready to get on the bike, I don't hear them, but they're talking.
They're talking away.
I just have a blank look, and I'm just trying to think. And
right.
They say, "Oh, I see you're concentrating." I said, "Yeah, that's And
that's what it is. It's
nothing bad. But yeah, you do.
It is what it is.
Yep. And
and you just like getting in there. In baseball, especially for me, they. I didn't know who was in the stands. I didn't know when I was at the plate. I didn't know anything about any. I just knew it was me and that guy right
concentration.
there. And then
Yeah.
And just paying attention to where the fielders are, where they're leaning, and all that. And then here we go.
That's cool though. So you played a lot of baseball.
Oh, a lot of baseball.
That's
Great.
What was your record in high school?
In high school, so we lost 5 games in high school.
5 games in 4
nice.
years.
Yeah, so 100 and something and 5.
Ah, good for you.
And you lost how many basketball games in 4 years of high school?
0. We were 48-0.
48-0 in 4 years.
In league play.
Yeah.
In league play. Yeah, and it's that was the Western Sullivan League days or the Do-So days?
That Western Sullivan League.
Yeah. I mean, those were knockdown, drag out games.
Oh yeah, there was we go to Roscoe, Eldred, Tri-Valley, Delaware Valley, Narrowsburg. There was nice
small schools.
Yeah, it was nice. But
everybody's saying
you're competing with equal schools,
right?
Like the Do-So League, I thought was a lot fairer for Sullivan County schools than the Orange County League.
Oh, no question.
Much fairer.
No question.
To play Middletown,
go down and play Monroe, Woodbury, or Middletown, or Valley Central.
You're playing a school like you just take Middletown, prime example. You're playing a school in a city of 50,000 people. It's like if we had one central school in this county. That would be the equivalent.
If we had one school in this county, it would be smaller than Monroe, Woodbury.
Correct. Because at the end of the day, it's iron sharpens iron. That's how it works. Okay, the better competition, it's what you're used to. It's what you get comfortable with, and you just your body adapts to the competition. especially if you want to win. You know how to get focused and all that. And then, when you play people who, you take a kid from Monticello. Like the one thing I watch a lot of basketball in Monticello, and they've had the same coach for quite a while. They get run off the floor all the time.
He's no Paul Zintel.
No, he is not.
And he's no Dick O'Neill.
No, he's not.
Wow.
So the problem all the time is their transition defense is horrendous. All the time, okay? And that happens to a lot of...
Well, that's transitioning from what you want to do to what you don't want to do.
Correct.
As a player.
Correct.
We don't want to play defense.
So a lot of times it's because when they play pickup games, when you're not in practice, you play in half-court pickup games.
Right.
So you never learn how to play defense, going backwards, right?
94 feet.
Yeah, correct. And so a lot of times people can get behind you, or they spread you out too much, and you don't understand your lanes and all that, and and that's what happens in a lot of schools that aren't very well coached, and they give up too many baskets. And then once you get down, then the mental aspect comes in, right? So now you're down by 10, in dealing with high school athletes, 13-year-olds to 18-year-olds, right? I mean, how many of them can come back from adversity because they're not used to it, right? They're not used to that win. They're not used to the
there's never
mentality.
been put in adversity.
Well, that's like Zintel had on going into the gym and had defense wins championships.
That's a fact.
So I don't know how many years in a row he was the best defensive, because he averaged 36 points a game, the rest of the league against us.
36 points a game.
And that's just shutting people down.
Yeah, I mean, we would go out on a full court press right off the bat, and by third quarter we wouldn't be playing, and the second string would be in. He would just pound us. I mean,
that's how you have to play.
And was there conditioning?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He ran we were in good shape. We just would run constantly, man, and then Lombardi sprints in football. It was just constant run the hill and run backwards and this, and it was just, and guys would be puking, it was just it was part of the,
that's
but you know
the
what,
price.
we won.
Yeah.
Bottom line is he made us winners.
Correct.
And
because once fatigue sets in,
right, you're done. Your legs are done.
Well, if you can get the other team to get into the fatigue zone, you basically walking past them at that point.
Exactly.
I mean, you're just literally walking past them. I mean, we used to play defense. I mean, we used to clamp down people. I mean, that was my whole job, was to play defense. I had this kid, Kirk Jackson, that played in my on my team. That kid didn't talk to me. I went to Franklin Pierce College. He went to University of New Hampshire on a scholarship, and we had a mutual teammate, this kid Tommy O'Connor, a nice kid, and he used to see me at Franklin Pierce. He'd be like, "Hey, what's up, Rob?" We'd talk it up. Kirk Jackson was still mad at me from how I played him in practice. That guy wouldn't talk to me. We're in college. We're young men at this point. He still wouldn't talk to me because I covered him so hard. But I was like, I made you better. What are you talking about?
And right, you have, I felt bad for the second string team because they didn't get to play that much, but they played us hard in practice,
which was their role.
Yeah,
that's their role was to prepare you.
Yeah, it was just a good system that was developed, and right from junior high. Even my baseball coach, we had little league that he taught us
was
all the way
Jerry
through.
Davitt?
No, Bob Lynch.
Oh, okay.
And he started out young and brought us right up until I graduated, played baseball. I mean, he was just phenomenal and dedicated, man.
Well, the problem I see with baseball today, and so I grew up in the city, so it was a little different for me. But like, if there was 6 of us, we were playing baseball. Okay,
correct.
I mean, we didn't care. I mean, you played every position. You went around, and so one time you're the batter. The next time you're the pitcher. Next time you're the first baseman. I mean, we were just playing baseball. I mean, so you talk about innings. I mean, there was, you'd play an average week. I mean, you'd play 2-3 games a day. I mean, you play, probably, 150 innings a week.
Sure.
Wow.
And I always, when my son Matt was a very good baseball player, but as a youth before high school. I was like, he's not getting the innings in. We have to get him into other things because he's just not seeing the innings.
Yeah.
Right. And you just learn the nuances of the whole deal. Right. That was another time when he was put at third base. And I said, Matt, I don't know a third baseman alive that's not scared for their life. So it's normal. Trust me when I tell you.
Yep.
It's normal. Right.
Yeah.
You know, especially when you get, you know.
Especially with aluminum bats.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Ball gets to you in a hurry.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I remember. I mean, you know, I was a dead pull hitter, and I mean, I'd look right at the third baseman getting up, especially like by like sophomore, junior year when they knew it was coming. I was like, get ready, it's coming.
It's coming that way. Yeah.
And then the fields, most of them around here have lips that are
the lip
like
is the best part
the
of
Grand
it.
Canyon. So you had to play shallow as a third baseman because you weren't fielding anything off the lip.
Yeah. The lip was the best.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
Yeah, the lip is like that here. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd hit that thing would go straight up in the air. You could walk to first base by the time.
So, Andy, we have other we have other flat trackers that are pretty accomplished here in Sullivan County. Also, we have down over in Hurleyville, Kyle Miller does a really nice job.
Kyle Miller's coming on great, man. What a great family.
Terrific family. His mom and dad are super.
Yeah, and
they're all part of that circle of friends that we have at the track.
He's another one that will help you in a heartbeat, and of course, same what he knows, we help him out, and it's just cool to see how he developed all these years, and it's going to be fun with him.
Yeah, he's fast, and then we have up in Livingston Manor, we have Ray Steele and his dad Tim that do a real nice job.
Coming up too. Yeah, Ray's starting to ride really well, and
he's riding in the expert class now up in Binghamton. He got involved in a pile up in turn one there that took out a number of riders, and so he was out for the rest of the year after that. But I've spoken to him; he's ready to go for this year again.
Good. Yeah, that's good to see. I mean, you hate to see anybody get hurt anyway. But,
right.
Correct.
That was a hard wreck, that pile up they had there that day, and I know Tim was pretty upset. His dad, which I don't blame him, and but I talked to him at Accord after that, and it seemed that he'll be all right, and everything was good. So thank God.
Yep,
but
he'll be back.
That's the problem of racing.
That's you're running machines and competitive nature, and there's a lot of people trying to get through a small hole in turns 1 and 2.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty,
and that's all part of it. It's part of the focus is to be able to get through that.
So when I was a kid, I had a 250 Enduro. I used to ride all over Smallwood, right?
Oh, okay.
Until your friend Doug.
Oh man, no. So you know Doug?
Oh, I know Doug well. Okay. So he catches me on it one time.
Loss
right?
in Bethel about a year ago.
So he catches me on it, right? And he kept saying, don't ride here, don't ride that. You have to remember this is back in the early 80s. It was kind of loosey goosey, right? And so he'd tell you where not to ride, but you'd ride anyway. I mean,
well, he's got to tell you something, Dougie. But
right? So
Dougie tell you a lot of things.
So and he's this is when he lived over on Maple, right? You remember when he lived on the by the pond, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, so he catches me, driving when I wasn't. So he catches me over on Schultz, right?
Oh, you're over
right?
there.
Oh, right over there.
Right on the flats, right? He makes me push it. So I lived up on East Sullivan Place, right? He makes me push that thing all the way home, and even down the hills. He's like,
wow.
make me push the thing. I'm like, you son.
Yeah.
So then I get down there. I get down to Lakeside and Oak, right? So now I'm getting nervous because now, my father was gonna whoop me. If the cops come and bring me home. And then he gets me to that corner. I have 2 blocks to go, and he's like, all right, I'm not gonna get you in trouble with your father. You push the bike, fine.
Yeah.
You just don't get caught again. So he turns around and he goes up Oak, so he's gone. I start that thing up.
That's I'm sure if he saw you do that, he went. What is he going to say again? Dougie's. Yeah. I missed the heck out of him, man. What a phenomenal guy he was with me at racing, and
He knew a lot
I
about
miss him.
racing.
He was a great guy.
I
He knew
missed
a lot
it,
about
yeah.
racing.
And so then he had a grudge against because from when I was a kid I was like, oh, Doug, and then you got in trouble just being a hooligan as a kid, right? And then then I married Dick Crumley's daughter, right? So and he was very friendly with Dickie, and so then that guy would never talk to me, right, unless Dickie was involved.
Is that right?
And then he'd like chum up to me. I'd be like, don't bull that shit with me.
He was a unique guy, man.
Yeah. He loved Dickie though. Oh, he loved Dickie, man.
Yeah,
He always.
Well, it's all part of that racing community. I mean, Dickie was a big part of racing for many,
Stock
many
car,
years.
yeah.
In fact, 7X Motors is named for Dickie's car.
Correct.
Even Hollins.
Yeah.
The Hollins.
Hollins, right.
Dougie was best friends with them guys.
Yeah.
Too,
Oh, I remember when the one died. I was in the lighthouse the night that happened.
Oh man.
I mean, I remember Dennis Dietrich came in that night, and I know Dennis, since I'm
Working on the water system?
No, I know Dennis when I'm probably 15. Oddly enough, here's a little fun fact for you. Dennis is my wife's godfather.
Is he really?
That's a fact.
He's funny. He's a fun guy, man.
So whom we call it had crashed out in 17B that night, and Brad, and he comes in, and Charlie Vito, Charlie, and Charlie pours him a shot, doesn't even say a word to him. And he was ash white, took a shot, walked back out, and he was like, phew.
Yeah, that affected a lot of people.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
That wasn't cool, man. That was horrible the way he passed away.
Yeah.
So the calendar says Thanksgiving is right around the corner.
Yeah, that's what they told me.
And then we have the holiday season is in full swing.
Yeah.
So what's the plan, Andy, for getting ready for 2026?
Well, I'm hoping for ice. I'm hoping for ice.
KTM
Yeah, to start out. But yeah, the KTM's ready. The Hondas will be ready. I got to get.
Now, how many bikes do you own?
Three race bikes. Yeah.
3. Wow, that's it.
Yeah.
I thought you would have like this guy over here. Like,
Well, yeah. Well, it's a lot of work to keep 3 bikes going. I mean, I actually have I take 2 of them with me, and but it depends what track I'm on. I prefer one or the other, So
Okay.
I take them both with me. Like I take both to Florida this year.
And now the model's the exact same model.
Yeah,
or,
same
okay.
engine, same everything.
Same
just
everything, but it
little
feels
different work.
It just feels different.
Well, there's some different work to the engine.
Oh, okay.
The 2 of them aren't alike.
Okay.
And that's Louis.
Yeah, Louis did it all. It was weird because I was sitting in 6th grade the first day when this guy came and he sat next to me. And I'm looking at him and he starts talking and he moved from Ellenville. And we got talking.
That's a good move.
Yeah. And
Moving on up.
So we got talking about, and he says, I got a Honda 50. And I says, wow. I says, I want to ride one of them. He says, well, come on up. So he invited me up and that's where it started. I rode his 50 and ever since then, we probably seen each other every freaking day. It was just, since then. I mean, it was,
And he's still your engine builder and still helps you get the bikes ready to go.
And he's my best friend.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. All them years and what I put him through, because I put him through a lot. Like, look, I got to do this, I got to do that, and he
always has the bikes ready to go and they're always tuned perfectly.
Yeah, he's amazing.
And that's an important part of your 753 wins and 16 national titles.
I have to have somebody behind you like that. Otherwise, you can't do it.
It's why you're a machine.
You can't build these things by yourself and maintain them and keep them going.
It's an absolute craftsman. That can get going like that.
He can figure stuff out. It's just amazing.
Yep.
And and I put him through a lot of tests, and sometimes he gets mad at me, but after, then he knows. He says, it's just how it is.
But the friendship's always there.
Yeah, it's just amazing. He knows how I am, so he knows I get a little excited.
Yeah.
And I know how he is. He's so laid back, so it's just, you got to deal with both of us. But it works. It works great, So.
Laid back until the helmet is on.
Yeah, well, he's laid back. I'm kind of not laid back. I get a little excited quick, but.
Right.
Yeah, Louis laid back, but in a good way.
So, Rob, this was fun. It was an opportunity as we get into Thanksgiving to kind of reflect back over how our fabric was sewn as we were younger, and to talk to Andy and just absolutely remarkable. 16 national titles. He's going to be nominated for the Hot Shoe Hall of Fame this year, and it's extremely well deserved. What do you think about the Hall of Fame?
Oh, that's that's something that you dream about, but I never thought I would be able to be even nominated. To be a candidate, to be.
There's not a lot of amateurs. I mean, most of the Hall of Famers are guys that rode for factories or been pros for a long time, and but your record dwarfs most of the people that are in there.
Yeah, that's what's pretty cool.
And 753 feature wins is just remarkable.
It's been a good career.
And never gets boring, right? Never get boring.
No, because I just want more. But, I'm getting up in age, so I don't know. I just want to keep going as long as I can. So
he's still dominating, right?
Well, I'm not dominating, but I'm winning. So
We're winning.
I mean, it's actually a young man's sport, just like anything. I mean,
most sports are young men's sports.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. I can keep going like this, and just I'm fortunate that I can still feel like going fast. Some people get this age they get scared.
You ever see this guy drive a car? I mean, Jesus, it takes forever to get somewhere. Forever. Come on, man. Let's go, man.
Poor Mike. But it's great when Mike rides, and it's great to see him out there. It's just phenomenal how it's all comes together.
Yeah.
It's neat.
It's great, and my son is riding now, and he looks up to Andy as a mentor and a role model, and that's the way it is. Is that the older ones are helping the younger ones along, and teach them a few things, teach them how to heal broken bones, and that's what it's about. And really, that's what athletics is all about. And the lessons are lifelong. And anyone that we know that's been involved in athletics, whether team sports or individual sports, you gain lifelong friendships and people you can call 30 years later, and you can pick up talking about safer out, or you beat me, or I beat you. And those are the bonds that never go. So to everybody, all our audience, we wish you all the best for a very happy Thanksgiving.
I just want to say, so last time we spoke, the Scott Mace race was still up in the air.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, bring us up to date on that.
All right, so Scott Mace wins that race by 38 votes.
Here we go.
Because unity matters, and we showed in the town of Thompson that if you all stick together, Paul Walsh done a great job building up that committee there. Everyone worked their tails off, and I mean, the Republicans haven't had that seat in 40 years.
Yeah, so we get a Republican in the supervisor's seat, and we wish Scott the best. Maybe we can get Scott on to tell us about what his plans are in the town of Thompson.
No shot.
Probably not.
Scott's kind of a quiet guy.
He's a quiet guy.
Yeah.
He's a quiet guy. So, anything else last minute on the elections? I know we've got a challenge to some residents out in Bethel that we're going to be taking up.
That's a silly challenge.
Yeah.
The attorney who's challenging it, is the one who got the law made. So I mean, come on.
Yeah. There you go.
It's just
it's like
hired gun.
You won a World Series with the Yankees, and now you're going to go manage the Red Sox. That's what it's all about.
That happens. But.
So and Andy, the Packers got a little work cut out for them, but
I'm kind of worried. But it's
last week was a good week. I mean, you guys won.
Yeah, we won, but it was wasn't. They didn't look good the first half at all. Love came back and actually had a good second half.
Let me tell you something. Against the Steelers, he was getting banged around.
Yeah, the offensive line.
The offensive line is not playing well.
It's not good this year.
Yeah, and then in the second half, he threw for 78% in the second half.
Well, even Josh Jacobs, their running back, was getting hit before he even got the ball. Almost, they were in the backfield already. And I don't know if he's even going to be playing this weekend. But
they said he's hurt.
Yeah, so hopefully he'll be back.
So my middle son is a Packers fan, and 1 year I bought him ownership into the.
Oh, you did get him that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I was always looking into that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
He owns the Packers.
Yeah, because when he's talking, so my other two sons are Dolphins fans or whatever sport they're. Well, as a Packers owner, let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty unique having the Packers be a community-owned.
Yeah. It's
very
unique,
actually. And it's fun. And every couple of years, they'll put the stocks. I wanted to buy my wife one, and then I just didn't. And
Danny Briggs is a shareholder.
Is he a shareholder?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $240 I think when I saw it a couple years ago.
Yep.
And I said, "Man, Lord, I got to do this," but
Yeah.
I never did, and I
Never did it.
Stupid, but
Yep.
it's just something to have on your man
Yeah,
cave that you own the Packers. You're
absolutely.
part owner of the Packers.
Yeah.
As an owner, I can tell you.
right, as an owner. Yeah, that's phenomenal, though. It's just sports is, I just watch sports every night.
Yeah.
All the time. There's
Yep.
nothing like it. So, well, Andy, thanks for taking the time to come and share some of your memories of an amazing career. 16 national titles, 753 feature wins. It's unmatched. Certainly in motorsport racing, it's unmatched in most any sports, and it's a tremendous athletic accomplishment. And we thank you for joining us today.
I appreciate it,
And
Mike. Thank you.
For our audience, if you enjoyed the content, if you got some suggestions, leave us a comment. Go ahead and leave us a comment. We want to get people to subscribe. If you listen to us on Spotify or on YouTube, you want to subscribe to Ion Sullivan. We can get the subscriptions up to 1,000. We could have had people call in and talk to Andy today.
Yeah.
We got to get the subscriptions up to 1,000. If you're watching us on YouTube, take a minute right now while we wrap up. Hopefully Jacob won't cut it off before it's over.
Oh my God, let's not even get into that.
So that we remind people to
Smash.
that like button. And you want to follow us. You got any ideas for shows, any questions you might have, you can leave us a comment, or you can drop us an email at ionsullivan@gmail.com. That's EYE on Sullivan at gmail.com. So, on behalf of the chairman, Rob Doherty, we again want to thank the champion, Andy Karadontes, for joining us here today. We invite you all to join us next week for another episode of Ion Sullivan. Have a great Thanksgiving if we don't talk to you before, and we will see you next week.